Hi, it's another beautiful early morning, albeit a little windy, and today we're doing long run. Let's do it. So what is a long run? Well, to be honest, it's all relative, so it really depends on the distances that you'd usually run. For some people, a long run might be 10k, 15k, half marathon, full marathon, ultra marathon. So yeah, it all depends on what you'd usually be used to running. For me, long run, I consider that to be a half marathon, and that's what I like to do at least once a week. Half marathon, early morning, and it's not about going out and breaking any records. I just want to get out there nice and steady and really just bag those miles. And it is quite a hard workout. Your body's having to do a lot for quite a long time relative to what it would normally do. So once a week will more than suffice. And what does it take to be able to do long runs? Well, it doesn't take anything at all. You don't need the most expensive kit or invest in the best shoes out there. All you need is your legs, a pair of comfortable shoes, and an open road. And then it's a matter of lace up, open the door, get out there and get it done. And that's probably the most difficult part of it, actually, is overcoming the daunting feeling of having to open the door, whether it's 6:30 in the morning like this morning, or whether it's 6:30 at night. It's just the thought of, oh, I've got an hour of pounding the pavement. Once you've overcome that and actually started to run, that's when you'll start to feel great about it. And you don't have to run far at first. When I started out doing my early morning runs, I remember I used to do 5, 6, 7 kilometers, and then one day I did 10, and it was like, oh my gosh, I've run 10 kilometers before I've even been to work, before I've even had breakfast. Then over time, that 10 became 12, that 12 became 15, and 15 soon became, well, I might as well round it up to 10 miles, which is 16.1. And once I was doing 10 miles regularly, there was one morning I thought, if I set off half an hour earlier, I could bag a half marathon before work. And I remember doing that for the first time and being absolutely shocked. I cannot believe I've just done nearly 2 hours of running and then a full day at work. So again, it's all relative. You build up over time. What's a long run to you might not be a long run to someone else, or might not be as long as someone else. It doesn't matter. It's just about getting out there and doing what you feel comfortable with, getting it done, and building it up over time with absolutely no pressure. Now, I said it on my last video about getting faster, and I'll say the same thing on this one. If you want to be able to run longer or further, then you're gonna have to practice running longer and further. There's no two ways about it. You can't just lace up, go out and run a half marathon. You need to build up to it. So, like I said, it's all about that practice. A little bit, incremental improvements each time. Do an extra half a kilometre today, or whatever. But you'll get there. Set a target that you need to get to, or you want to get to. Say you've signed up to a 10k race, 10-mile race, half marathon, marathon, ultra, whatever. The only way you're going to be able to run that distance is to practice running that distance, and practice makes perfect. And so what are the benefits? Well, the benefits are vast and probably too many to name, but you've got your physical benefits and your mental benefits. So physical benefits to start, it'll help to build strength and endurance, so your body is having to work hard for quite a long time, and with that you'll be increasing muscle in your legs, your core, your upper back, all muscles that you use across all of your other runs. So that strength will translate into those other runs. And endurance, you'll be able to work harder for longer. It strengthens the heart, so your cardio system again is working for a prolonged period of time, and that will inevitably just make you fitter. It opens up your capillaries. It helps to flush all of the nasty waste products like lactic acid and stuff out of your muscles and really clear you out. It helps your body to get used to burning fat as fuel. The long run will help you become more efficient and effective as a runner, So your muscles learn through practice. We know that with weightlifting, for example. Lift more weight, muscle grows, get stronger, lift heavier. The same with running. Through running, your muscles are getting used to that motion of running. The relevant muscles are becoming stronger where they need to be. And the more you do it, the more efficient your body becomes at running. And then you've got mental benefits. So for me, part of it, and part of the joy of it, it's just about switching off, giving myself some time to think without having to worry about when the next interval is coming, what the next burst of speed needs to be, counting down how many reps I've got left, or how many hills I need to run up. I really just settle into a pace and let my body just do what it needs to do, and then I'm able to switch off, listen to an audio book, or do some thinking, focus on my form, and really just not worry about anything else. So it's a really good time to just process your thoughts outside of the distractions of daily frantic life and really just think those thoughts through. I probably do more productive thinking during a long run than I do in the rest of the day combined. It's a great time to work on your running form, so a good time to just settle into a steady pace but really focus on every step so you can practice making slight tweaks. At the moment I'm trying to correct a little bit of a ground contact time balance, misbalance between my left foot and my right foot, where I'm spending more time on my right foot with each step than I am with my left. And so during a long run, that's a great time for me to practice getting that balance right, really focusing on the pat of my footsteps. And emotionally as well, so the release of endorphins during the run. A runner's high is definitely a real thing. That endorphin release, when I get back from a long run, my wife finds me really annoying because I'm literally bouncing around the house just happy at everything. It's a great feeling. Right, I'm now 7.5 kilometers in. I'm going to set my audiobook away and kick back for a little while and pick up later in the run. Yo! So if you're bagging a long run every week, it makes anything shorter than that long run not feel so bad. So by incorporating, say, a half marathon for me in every week, 10k runs, 15k runs, they don't seem as daunting, and it really helps you to get over the mental barrier of thinking, say during a 10k race, oh man, 10k is really far. Actually, 10k is not that far. It's half the distance you ran on Tuesday morning or whatever. And it just means that in those shorter races, certainly I find that I'm able to really push myself, because mentally I know the distance is not as long as I've already ran earlier that week or that I run regularly. And so I just push, knowing that the pain of pushing hard is for a significantly shorter amount of time. Does that make sense? Right, so we're a little over halfway now, just 11 kilometers in. And one thing I do bring on me on these long runs is a little energy gel. So a little isotonic gel, a bit of boost of isotonic energy just to get me through the second half of the run. I only find I really need these when I'm running on an empty stomach, so having got up and got out before breakfast, I find these really helpful just for that little bit of a kick for the second half of the run. And the night before a long run, I always make sure that I've had a nice big hearty meal, so that I've got some calories in that store ready for the morning, and I go to bed well hydrated. I have a nice big drink before I leave the house, because I don't like to carry anything with me other than a running gel and my phone and my headphones and sometimes my GoPro. Now, I don't run on a completely empty stomach. So take this morning for example, I woke up at 5:40 a.m. I had a shake, which was 2 scoops of Impact Whey protein and 2 scoops of instant oats as soon as I got up, and that was before I did my stretching. So about half an hour of stretching. So the protein shake I have about half an hour before I actually run, and that just gives it enough time to settle. And it took a while for my body to get used to running just on those protein shakes, but I do find that now they give me enough calories to get through the run. The first few times I did get a little bit of an upset stomach, so I wouldn't recommend trying it for the first time and then running far away from where you might find a toilet, if you catch my drift. One other thing that I do before every run, regardless of the distance, but especially before a big run, is a stretch. So a combination of dynamic and static stretches. So I put a little video at the start of this. That was only a short snippet. I'll tend to do 25 to 30 minutes, particularly before a long run. And in the past I used to suffer from a whole range of issues with my knee, my hip flexor, my lower back, my upper back, everything. So it's been absolutely fundamental to my improvement incorporating those stretches into my morning routine. I found that those issues have really subsided and injuries are actually now very few and far between. So we're approaching the 10-mile marker now, feeling pretty good. Average pace overall of 4 minutes 40. So once again I'm going to kick back, hit play on my audiobook again and enjoy the last 5k. Now another thing that you might not think about when you think about long runs is that it's great for exploring. So all of these tracks and lanes that I find myself on these early morning runs, I would never have come across them in my day-to-day life. Didn't even know half of them existed. So it's a great opportunity to just get out the door and see what's there, take a wrong turn, or go down a path you've never been before. The worst thing that can happen is you have to turn around and come back. And there we have it. So a touch over half marathon this morning, 21.7 roughly kilometers. Half marathon being 21.1. So just had an extra few hundred meters to go to get home, so thought I'd finish it off. Yeah, so that's some of the benefits of doing long run once a week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. Hit the notification bell wherever that might be on the screen to make sure you get notified for future videos. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Yo!